we try to put ourselves into the shoes of the victims of the fire and to try to tell the story as it unfolded for them from the date of the fire going forward. And in doing that, the way that we help elaborate on that story is we look back at their history, their roots, where they come from, the forces and the impacts that brought them to where they were at the time of the fire. And storytelling is so critically important to getting the client's story across. And one of the things that we do in connection with every single claim is that we create a narrative. Sometimes it's verbal, sometimes it's video, sometimes it's a combination of the two, but a narrative to tell that client's and that family's story about how the fire has impacted them.
Now, one of the ways we do that is our group, we don't run around signing up thousands of people. It's not what we do. We sign up a limited number of people as clients, and we do the work that lawyers should do in order to make your story shine in a memorable and compelling way so that whoever is on the other side of this equation, whether it's your insurance company, whether it's the utility company, so that it is heard and it is acted upon the way it should be, so that you can have the resources that you'll need in order to rebuild.
So the key takeaway is that you treat each case individually. Some lawyers, or a lot of these lawyers, represent in bulk, and people should understand that you don't treat this as a class action lawsuit. You treat it more as an individual lawsuit for each person and every person who has suffered a loss. And then moreover, if I step back a little bit, all the work that's done up front, no cost, all lawyers charge this contingent fee. It's a percentage. So theoretically, you're getting more with lawyers like you that have experience. And instead of someone that has no experience in this case, not treating your case individually, and dealing with you and communicating with your insurance company as an individual client with unique individual losses.
And let me just say something in response to that, because there's nothing theoretical about it. It is a fact. Experience matters, and there's tremendous value in hiring experienced lawyers.
I like that. See, and just that alone, me not being a lawyer and just correcting my communication to make it clear, because that's two different. A theory versus a fact is two different things. Okay? Something that's proven versus something that may or may not be. So thank you for that. How would you, like, I've heard reports, people have heard reports about companies dropping policies just weeks before the fire. What do people do if seemingly the argument is that they're uninsured?
Well, if they got dropped weeks before the fire, that's an issue that has to be looked at on a case-by-case basis, because there's various requirements under the California Insurance Code before a insurance company can unilaterally cancel a policy. And that's really on a case-by-case evaluation and determination. And that's the kind of thing we'll help folks with, once again, at no charge. I mean, we'll look to see whether any cancellation or non-renewal was done in compliance with California law. If the insurance carrier did appropriately cancel or non-renew a policy, then that's a whole different situation. And in that case, especially critical that they have a lawyer that knows what they're doing and has the experience and background to handle their claim.
What would you say to homeowners who are in a financial crunch and maybe already receiving offers from developers to sell their property?
To that, I would say proceed with extreme caution. okay? The fires aren't even out yet. Nobody's gonna move forward with building right away. There's a huge cleanup that has to happen before that. And there's a lot of work that's gonna need to be done on infrastructure.
Eventually, the cities, the county, and the state are going to get together, and they will implement a debris removal program, because the state has a compelling interest in making sure that the debris, the ash, the toxic chemicals that are associated with each and every property that burned are cleaned up appropriately. That process, just to get that into action, is going to take several months. So there is no rush to sign anything with a contractor, because before anybody could start the process, they've got to have an approval from, it'll either be the county or the state, that the site has been cleaned up, it has been certified that all toxic chemicals have been removed from the property and the soil. And the county will not allow anybody to rebuild until they have that type of a clearance. So it will take time for that to happen. And that gives the homeowners and the property owners time to really look into the background and qualifications of the people that you choose to help rebuild their lives.
Now, if I put myself in the shoes of the homeowner who's put in that situation, I know the thought process, and it goes something like this. Boy, there's going to be a shortage of people who can rebuild my house. And if I don't sign up quickly, I may not get anyone to build it for quite some time. And I understand that thought process and that fear. So the word of caution is check their contractor's license with the state contractor's license board. Make sure that you get recommendations. Check their references. See if you can either read from or talk to people for whom they built homes. And be careful, just be really careful, because people are going to be out there and there will be people and contractors wanting to take advantage of you. And ultimately, if you obtain a construction loan, there are certain safeguards that will automatically be built into place by the lender, because they will be watching what is happening during the building process as well. However, you're a long way down the road between now and being able to get a construction loan to build in this high fire zone where the fires are still burning and none of the cleanup's been done. So take your time, proceed with caution, and each and every one of you who's watching this, I know you're smart. Just be smart and don't let fear be your guide. Be your most intelligent self. Ask questions and don't be shy about asking questions. And that way you'll get the information you need so you can make the right decision for you and your family.
Last question, just to better understand, there was the Butte fires, the Dixie fires, there was a bunch of Northern California. Which fires did you touch? And I know that you've received over billions of dollars for your clients. And what's those fires? Which ones did you help clients in?
I started in San Diego in the Cedar Fire, then in the San Diego wildfire litigation. I was involved in the Rice Canyon fire, the Witch Creek fire, and the Guajito fire. I was court-appointed liaison counsel in those cases. From there, the next one was in Utah. After that, it was the Butte fire, Calaveras County. And after that, we went to the North Bay fires, which was in the North Bay, up in that area. After that, it was the Sulphur fire, which was over in Lake County. And then from there, we went to the Camp Fire, and then Kincaid fire. And once again, I was lead liaison counsel for that fire also. Then there was also the Mountain View fire. which we're involved in.
In addition to all those, Robert, every other fire that's happened in California since the beginning of what Robert talked about, the lawyers involved in those other fires that we didn't get involved in because we were busy meeting the needs of our then current clients. We didn't keep chasing after more and more firework. But each and every one of those fires, lawyers would call us for advice and what would we do on this and how would we handle this, and we have freely given our time and energy to trying to teach and advise other lawyers on those fires that we haven't been directly involved in, to make sure we could do our part so that those lawyers were doing as good a job as they could for the fire victims.
So not only providing counsel in representation for individuals that were hit by these tragedies, also providing counsel for other lawyers in litigation and fires. So obviously this is quite different than getting a representation for sports, but you want representation that has experience in delivering and dealing with you as an individual. What is a lead liaison lawyer? Could you explain that?
Yeah, I've been lead liaison counsel in, I believe, 4 fires, major fires, and then lead trial counsel in the Wood Hollow fire in Utah. Essentially, lead liaison counsel is appointed by the court based upon your experience and background in handling mass tort cases. And in those cases, the court says, we want to appoint somebody that has the skills and the background to essentially act as the voice to all of the lawyers. The liaison counsel organizes and communicates with all the lawyers, provides direction, and it's the voice for all of the victims in the courtroom.
And so let me be clear. So you were lead liaison lawyer on the Napa wine country.
No, I was lead liaison counsel in the Wood Hollow fire, in the Rice Canyon fire, and the Kincaid fire, and one other one, which I can't even remember now. It's a role I've handled 4 or 5 times.
Okay. Okay. So between the two of you, any individual seeking representation for these fires will be taken care of, given your experience and just the results that you have, not only the experience, but the results that you delivered on.
You know, between Robert and I, just the two of us, we have a combined 40 years of wildfire litigation experience. And then with respect to representing policyholders in claims against insurance companies, between Robert, me, and our co-counsel, Scott Glovsky, we have a combined 90 years of experience in doing that. This is what we have done. It has been our life's work, and we're really proud of what we have been able to accomplish in helping our clients and the policyholders rebuild their lives.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously I know you, Eric, and how much work you've put in this. And I want to just see you guys help people, and I know you will. What would you say for people that want to contact you, want to speak? Where should they go? Are you going to hold any upcoming meetings? What website should they go to? Is there a 24/7 phone number? Where can people go that see these videos or want to reach out to you? Where can they go?
Yes, we have a meeting January 22nd and January 28th at the Pasadena Hilton. Both of those will be at 7 o'clock. And we will be scheduling weekly town hall meetings, either virtual or in person, every week thereafter.
So hopefully these videos reach people and they touch the hearts and get people to take action so they can get the representation that they need. So thank you for your time.